Beavo is the type of guy who will do anything for fame, which is why his rise to fame included swallowing a whole baked potato in one go. Given the attention it garnered, he decided to continue the stunt with other foods. But when the novelty wore off and his fame started to fade, Beavo took things to a shocking new extreme. He adopted a new persona, where he would come across as a cuck on podcasts just to promote his girlfriend's OnlyFans and leech off her.
So you're not romantically, but sexually you do see other people?
Yes, sexually.
And you will sleep with them together?
Yes, and I will marry Sophia one day.
You're gonna marry her?
Yes.
Okay.
He would say outrageous things like this just to bait people for clicks and more exposure to their OnlyFans. So, what is the deal with Beavo and why are people even paying attention to him and his girlfriend? We all know that Beavo went viral for his unconventional eating style. He's often seen chugging whole foods down his throat, and the time he swallowed a potato in the same way earned him the fame he had long desired. But while Beavo's videos brought him viral fame, it didn't last because the novelty of the whole process slowly waned. He tried it with other foods, but the result was about the same. Things weren't just going bad, everything he had built was rapidly falling apart, filled with insults and mockery, and the views that once poured in began to plummet. People insulted his swallowing stunts, and some even went as far as mocking his appearance, and others outright called his videos repulsive. Beavo, realizing that the way things were going, he would soon be forgotten, his fame would be short-lived, and he wouldn't be able to pay his bills, decided to do something insane. Basically, Beavo's bright backup plan was to voluntarily become a cuckold. What he did was get an OF girlfriend and watch while other guys had their way with her. He didn't have many options as the viral potato stunt wasn't paying the bills, and he was struck by the realization that the internet's attention span is painfully short. But there were far better options to pursue than the decision he made. All of this was revealed in a recent viral episode of a podcast called The Whatever Podcast. The show discusses modern dating, relationships, hookup culture, and various other topics. During the podcast, he talked about how he's lazy and he doesn't want to work a 9-to-5 job. Instead, he just wants to live and make enough money. While this might sound cool, the context in which he said it tells a completely different story. He casually mentioned how he brings friends over for his girlfriend so men can have their way with her.
She brings me friends, I'll bring her friends, parties.
You bring her male friends?
Yeah.
Wait, so your male friends will...
Yeah.
What's the term? Shag?
Yeah, shag, yeah. A lot of shagging.
It's definitely a sharp turn from his potato-eating fame. What's even more surprising is that he admits he wasn't always interested in open relationships. However, here's the thing. It's the money his girlfriend brings in that convinced him to go along with it.
So she kind of convinced you to make it open?
Not really, she just made me open my eyes and live life a bit, you know, and it's just, again, I don't want to live that boring life. I don't want to have to get up at silly o'clock in the morning and get home at silly o'clock of the night for basic money. I want to live life, make money, and do a lot of shagging, so yeah, why not?
So basically, he just wants to completely avoid working hard. Hearing him say this, how life should be easier because he doesn't want to leave the house early or come back late, is just pathetic. Life isn't supposed to be all struggle, but it also isn't just about taking the path of least resistance. He even went on to say that it's the money his wife makes that allows him to buy everything he wants, and that the fact other men are dishonoring his women is something he actually enjoys.
I just want to live life out of money and be
yeah,
happy.
I mean, it's way better to let people your old lady. All self-respecting men do that.
The craziest thing about the podcast was the fact that he was outright called a cuck, and he admitted to it.
So, you are a cuck.
Define a cuck, please.
A cuck is a person who purposely allows their women to get by other men.
For money, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wait. You wouldn't let her sleep with other men if they weren't paying her?
No, they're not paying her. Let's get that right. We make content. We get paid for content. So, yes.
Honestly, this feels like a rock bottom. Imagine sinking so low that you're okay with your girlfriend sleeping with other men for cash, just so you can avoid working like everyone else. So after the whole incident, Beavo didn't take a break from the heat the internet was giving him. He went out on the streets, interviewing people about whether they think TikTok is a real job, and when someone called it a joke, he jumped in to brag about how he makes a ton of money from it.
Businessman, can I ask a question? It's Beavo, quick.
Yes, go
What
on.
do you think of TikTok?
Shit.
Why is it shit?
It's boring.
How's it boring? I make good money.
Nah.
There we go, we got the boys, look, we got the boys.
Is this really about providing something to the world? It feels like he's desperately seeking validation, trying to show what he's doing, even if it's absurd, is somehow worth something. But why? Is it just about the money, or is he trying to convince himself that his choices are justified? The way he reacts makes it clear he's insecure, trying to prove to others that he's not just wasting his life away. But all this really does is just show how shallow his situation has become. One guy even tells him he stinks after putting himself out there, talking about how much money he's making. He just gets hit with that.
You just fucking stink, mate.
Stink? But why? Well, why are you lying and why are you being disrespectful to people? You're crumbling now.
Shut up.
Crumbling.
Shut up.
Crumbling. But they crumble out here. They can't act like I make dough, bro.
You can hear him trying to brush it off, but honestly, it just makes everything even more cringeworthy. The guy's out here talking about how successful he is, and someone just shuts him down like that. But he doesn't stop there. He then tries so hard to convince someone that the choice he made for a woman is great. However, the more he tries, the more obvious it becomes that it's just wrong on every level.
Would you date a spicy model?
No, never.
Why?
Because I care about my life. I care about my future.
My missus makes 70 grand a month.
Yeah, but everyone can see her for like £2 a month. So
But in 10 years' time, no one's going to care?
no, I don't think. Tell it to your kids.
My kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to live in a nice house and have nice cars.
Yeah, but your wife's an OF model, so.
No, I respect it, but again, it's like,
Did he genuinely hope someone would tell him he's living the dream? Because clearly that's not what's happening. All he's doing is laying bare the emptiness of his situation. No one is impressed, and no one thinks it's as great as he does. Beavo does something even more shocking. After being dragged so much for his podcast, he shamelessly posted a video where he asks people to help him set up his girlfriend with another man, which is her dream collab, while he sits in a corner and watches.
Right guys, I need your help, and Sophia needs your help too. I need everyone to tag Jason Love. Sophia's dream collab
BBC content.
is to collab with Jason Love, and I want to sit in the corner and watch. So make sure you tag him down below. We need to find out where he is. He's somewhere in Miami.
He's openly admitting to being a passive spectator in his own relationship, all for the sake of content. This is next level uncomfortable. He'll rather embarrass himself for views than get a regular 9-to-5 job. The way his face lights up with excitement while talking about all the inappropriate things other men will do to his girlfriend only makes matters worse, and he keeps encouraging more men to approach her. It's probably easier to put your dignity on the line for clout than it is to work hard for a steady paycheck. At this point, it's clear he's not interested in anything that requires actual effort, just the quickest, most cringe-worthy ways to keep the attention rolling in. His downfall seems inevitable unless he can find more ways to keep people laughing at him. It's like he's built this entire brand on being the butt of the joke, and once that wears out, what's left, he will be history. And Beavo is not the only one putting out a lot of cringeworthy content. Believe it or not, Tobiachu makes Beavo's antics seem like a joke. Check it out here.